Hello everybody, welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK for this week's rendition episode of the Rhódania Chronicles. Say hi guys!
Hello!
Hi guys!
Hello.
As always, it is a privilege and a pleasure to see you for this wonderful story, which we're not going to beat around the bush. We're going to fly through these introductions and announcements because, well, we left off on quite the plot twist. So, first things first, Sirenscape, big thank you to them for their awesome platform of cinematic soundscape goodness. There is a link there in the chat. Go and be a super siren. If you're not sure, you can take the free trial. You get access to everything that I have access to. It's like over 1,000 different bits of music, ambience, sound effects, you name it, they've got it. Just to amplify and add to your tabletop running experience. Also, big thanks to some independent music creators whose music we are also including, such as Travis Savoy, Michael Gelfi, Hunter Rogerson, Tabletop Audio, The Seventh Midnight, and Mr. Scott Lee. Thank you one and all for allowing us to indulge into your creations. We also would like to send big thanks to D&D Beyond for their excellent online platform that's helped us create these wonderful characters who you are going to enjoy today if they survive. Go over, check them out. It helps you make character creation a lot easier. You can have all your books and sources in one place. You can even roll dice in it if you want to. We also like to shout out RPG Prince over on Etsy, who I will put a link in the chat for. When we get around to having big encounters, I don't use virtual tabletops. I like to use a real map with real minis. And yeah, when that opportunity arises, you will see the kinds of creations that RPG Prince provides for us. So big thanks to them. We would also like to thank the wonderful Aviv Hor, who provided the incredible character art which you see on your screen now. Absolutely incredible. Please go and give her some love and keep an eye out for when she has commissions open, because believe me, you will not be disappointed. If you would like to join us on our community Discord, where you can get all the latest announcements and news and just see what kind of weird stuff we talk about in the server, the link is in the chat to join our Discord. Come join the QuestJunkies family. We also have merch. If you want to get a Muffin Time t-shirt, which I will be doing next week since I get paid in the next few days. Can't wait to get my Muffin t-shirt. The link is in the chat once again. And also, our YouTube channel is also in the chat. So if you can't stay for the whole of today, or you missed last session, the VODs are all on there. This one will go up at some point tomorrow. I usually get them up within a day, so it doesn't take too long. And then, well, I believe that concludes the announcements. How quick was that? That was brilliant. I should do that more often rather than waffle on. But nonetheless, let's go around the table and just introduce ourselves and who our lovely friends will be portraying. And like we started off from last time, let's have one interesting random fact about your character. So we're starting off with Rhódania while we get raided by Kyle.
Ooh.
Well, actually, we are doing on our channel. We got a raid Shadow Legends promo thing.
Yes,
so
you
we're
are
doing that. So I was like, do it so you can raid into us.
I did drop.
Welcome.
I did drop in earlier, so yay! Good to have you. Welcome on in. Let's get some muffins in the chat to celebrate.
Is this
Muffin
stream brought to
time.
us by Raid Shadow Legends?
Yeah, hey, and if anybody wants to head over and join Raid Shadow Legends, so Raid is one of those that actually is super good, because if you can hit the targets, it's actual money. It's not like Fortnite will send you things occasionally and it'll be like, hey, if you play this for 4 hours straight, we'll send you like $48, or something like that. They'll actually take care of you. Raid will, if you can get up for like 30 people. So So we would appreciate the help. We would love it, and then we can pay more artists and pay more of our performers and stuff like that. And that would make me happy.
Hell to the yes. All right, brilliant. Good to know that. So, Rhódania, who are you? Who are you playing? And give us a random fact about your character.
Hello, I am Mai, aka Mai the Pirate. I am playing Rhódania, a little Feelies druid. And the random fact about Rhódania is that she is polydactyl.
Fascinating. And for those in the chat that might not be aware of what that means?
Oh, well, usually cats don't have opposable thumbs. But polydactyl basically means because in some cats they have like a little extra like thumb. So,
Little nubbin.
Yeah, they actually some actually do. Like if you look at like Norwegian forest cats or Maine Coons, for example, they have a little pad thumb, which is quite cute.
Yeah, isn't it also like all the cats in? I forget the writer. It's a famous writer from like the 20s or 30s, and his house down in like the Key West. All the cats have 6 toes.
That wouldn't surprise me. There are some cats that are like that.
Amazing. All right, thank you very much. Connell.
Hello, I am Patrick, aka Pattoons. I sometimes draw art, but on Monday nights I play Connell McGinnisy. He is an Earth Genasi Rune fighter, and Connell's interesting fact for this week is growing up in Zindanarg, where Connell came from, all the kids would tease him when he used to play rock, paper, scissors because he exclusively only picked rock. He always felt very antagonistic towards kids that put scissors, and he was terrified of kids that put paper. This is not your DM taking notes on that particular point. Thank you very much. All right, I'm just looking forward to fighting the ancient paper dragon.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Don't threaten me with a good time. Okie dokie. Bob!
Bob. I'm playing Bob. I'm not from round here.
He's not from round here.
No, not from round here. He is. A fun fact about Bob is that his husband, who is from where he's from, who he has not seen in like 8 years, is in fact a drag queen. Yeah.
I love it.
So he knows drag show etiquette.
Amazing. That's good. I actually have a Snapcam filter that would be just perfect for that, should the opportunity arise.
Oh, no.
Just saying.
Oh,
all right, thank you very much. And returning this week, Frake.
Yay!
Hello, I'm Bridget. It's good to be back. I swear I leave for one session and they're all going down with the ship.
Oh yeah.
I play Frag. She is a Shatterkai Way of the Long Death monk, and it's a good thing we haven't encountered any desert yet because, she doesn't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere. Amazing. That was very accurate as well. Like, you should be an impressionist. That was very, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And last but never not least, Rhys.
Hi everyone. I'm Wyatt, also known as the Moonkeep on TikTok and all of the social medias. I play Rhys.
Yay!
Yeah, our wonderful bard. One fun fact about him: Rhys is not his real name.
Curious. And Veronia looks very happy with herself now. All right, so that does it for the introductions. Let's recap what's happened up to this point. So, our group of adventurers, who unofficially called the Muffin Men, still not been officially confirmed as of yet. Who knows? We'll see. Nonetheless, this group of adventurers were sailing on board the Discourteous Rose, Rhódania's first skycarver, which is a airship that was repurposed from what used to be an old pirate ship, which in another former life was a different kind of ship altogether. But spoilers. Sailing on the ship, they had a few days' journey ahead of them, heading towards the large tree known as Roshan's Rise, where a distress call was put out. Some sort of evil creature, something, not answers uncertain. Nonetheless, they were sent to investigate, and well, a few episodes later, and we're 3 hours in to the first day of journey, and oh boy, a lot has happened. We had an encounter with a siren, which was very unexpected, thanks to a wild magic surge, courtesy of Rhódania's wild magic brew.
Cheers.
Which, yep, there we go. I'm not going to make you roll a d100.
Cheers.
Please don't.
And after making it through that encounter, wound their way into what was essentially a jazz club, or at least what Bob recognized as a jazz club. Very new and unknown to the rest of the group. On the second lower floor of the ship, essentially a tavern to the rest of you, known as the Rose's Thorn, where they met Fellerman, who was a very cocky, boisterous, insulting gentleman who they dispatched pretty easily with fear and loss of limbs, potentially? Or who knows? A lot happened there. They also met Winston, the bartender, who is very charming, and he knows how to make a good cocktail, that's for sure. And whilst a slightly inebriated Bob was performing on stage with the jazz quartet behind him with a fantastic rendition of Summertime, Rhódania and Connell decided to sneak behind the bar, unbeknownst to the bartender, and attempt to make their own cocktails with some of Rhódania's wild magic brew. Unfortunately, it seems like they might have used a little bit much, as they're suddenly a EMP-like blast was released, and the group, unsure of what happened at first, began to feel a change in the gravity, as feels like the ship is descending quite quickly. So, let me just change out the music for something a bit more appropriate. Let's try this. So, you are all stood within the Rose's Thorn. Glasses and bottles are falling and shattering. People are panicking. Nobody knows what's going on. You look around, there's no windows to look out of. What do you do?
I'm grasped tightly onto Connell, because he's the closest thing to hold on to.
I can imagine, since we were at the origin of the EMP blast, we've been kind of thrown on our back, so Connell's just kind of pulling himself up on the bar. He's gonna grab a lemon, bite it. What just happened?
I might have put too much in. I'm so sorry. Oh, we're gonna die.
I'm just gonna sort of like jump down off the stage and be like, okay, everybody stop screaming. We need to figure out what's going on. What did you do? What exactly did you do?
I just put something I was working on in the cocktail. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on.
We can be sorry later. Right now we need to figure out how to fix it.
Throw it out the window? I don't know.
No, damage is done. I need to know what you did.
Hutch.
You feel the ship rock to one side, and none of you fall over, but you are nearly knocked over.
I'm gonna run out the door and run up to the deck to see what is going on up there. Since I'm probably not gonna get any answers here. It's
All
just,
What's everyone else doing?
You don't say like things are floating, or is it just like
You feel like you've never flown before, so it's a weird experience, but you remember what it felt like when the ship was going up. It's like that, but in reverse.
so kind of a sensation when you're like an elevator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Connell's just gonna like turn the front end. It's just like, okay, what kind of measure of your stuff did you put in? Did you put in a Xenardian one, or did you put in a Rhódanian one? Because let me tell you, a Xenardian one is like 50 mil more.
Well, I put 3 drops in, and there might have been a little bit that went in extra. So the other one, not the Rhódanian one, I don't think.
Yeah, that would have killed that dragon we fought earlier today.
I'm so sorry. Oh God.
Hey, and he kind of like picks her up like over his shoulder, and it's just like, don't worry. If we break it, we can fix it. That's my motto.
It's gonna hate me.
Big cat.
Reese is like, first of all, claws out, is like digging into, like on all fours, digging into the wood floor, and like yell something in Frank. I'm gonna follow Bob. It's like he's going to use feline agility and just like book it.
Okay.
It's like but clawing into the ground, and like so he's not floating off.
Yeah, that definitely helps you. You managed to catch up to Bob pretty quickly. Frike?
Connell's just running past and it turns to Frike, and it's just like, hey, are you feeling okay?
Frike would probably be reaching for the rope in her bag and securing it around herself, and then just trying to follow behind Reese and just say, we need to stay together. Let me help you. Let me fasten you to me, and we can find the others and do the same. That way, if anything happens, we won't fall to our deaths.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So, one by one, you all manage to reconvene and begin to make your way up to the deck of the ship. So you're 2 floors down, so I'm going to need 2 group acrobatics checks to see how long it takes you to get to the deck of the ship. So, can I have an acrobatics check from everybody first of all?
Okie doke.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, yeah, it's not good at all.
It's a natural one.
Oh no!
Oh dear. Okay.
I got a 14.
14, okay.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I got a 10.
10.
I also got a 10.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Oh, this
So-
is gonna be bad.
Would I have to roll for disadvantage because I'm on Connell's shoulder, though?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So, it takes some doing. You have to, some of you have to stop and just make sure the rest of you are alright, but you do manage to get up to the next deck. It does take you a bit longer than it would have done. So, Once more, another acrobatics check from everybody.
Oof. Oof. All right, let's do it.
15.
15.
Okay.
That's an 11.
I
11.
didn't count my
14.
+2 to acrobatics, so technically that's a 3, but I just rolled another natural 1.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh my.
What's going on over there?
You're still kind of out of it from meditating, I reckon.
I want to know what Frankie is doing with those natural ones.
It's the fish I gave her. She's just not. It's not doing very well.
Keeps slipping on the fish. Like a banana peel.
Who's Frank attached to?
Well,
She would have attached herself to Reese.
Reese is like trying to hold on.
Yeah, I'd say with those nat ones, there's a few times where like Reese has got claws digging into the wood of the ship, and like we'll feel a tug from the rope as Frike slips, and one claw comes out, and he has to reach forward and latch back on.
I feel like you probably got a fish to the face a couple times.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But you do all eventually manage to get to the top deck of the ship. So. Oh boy.
Oh shit.
I'm scared.
So as you get to the top of the ship, you begin to survey the scene. It's pure chaos. You see the captain at the helm, scrambling to reactivate the crystals which have gone dark. You actually look and see one of them appears to be misaligned and is like half hanging out of its slot. You see several crew members that have got ropes lashed around the cat's nest, where the pole that it sits on has snapped at the base and is falling away from the ship, and you see them trying to pull it and pull it and pull it. You see Thrash and Four rushing over towards the captain, and he's attempting to lift the crystal back into its slot. But it's big and it's heavy, and even someone as large and like foreboding as he appears to be, he is struggling. You look over the side of the ship next to the stairs where you are. Just as the ship breaks through the lower layer of clouds, and you see a large mountain range. And you also see an old stone tower that's sat in the middle of this range, and it's fast approaching. So here's what we're going to do. I'm proposing a skill challenge. So I've presented the situation and as to what's happened. I'm going to ask some of you to tell me how you want to try and fix this fix this issue. So you tell me what you want to do, whatever kind of abilities or spells or anything you have at your disposal that you want to use, and I'll tell you what kind of check to make. In order to save the ship from fully crashing, I need 3 successes. But with the delay in getting to the top of the ship, you have 4 attempts between you all. So,
okay.
Who would like to go first?
Right, I have one thing that I want to do immediately.
All right, let's go. Bob, you're up first.
As I get up and I survey the absolute chaos of what's going on, I zero in, having studied the gems a little bit. I understand that they're the source of the power, and I zero in on them. I see that he is struggling with it, and so I want to adjust the density of the crystal.
Okay.
So that it's lighter and easier to manipulate.
Okay. So normally that's easy enough for you to do, given the chaos and the battering of winds that you're under at the minute. Please make an Arcana roll for me.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. 16?
16. The DC for the skill challenge is a 14.
Okay, alright.
So,
Okay.
that's one success.
I get there just in time, and I just shift the gravity a little bit. I feel like he would like sort of like suddenly be a little caught off balance, and then he catches himself and gets back in there. Oh my god.
All right. He is able to just slot it back in place and twist it, and it locks. And you see he turns around and he looks in pain, but he does give you a smile. And then he turns and rushes off across the deck to try and help some other people. So that's one success. We need 2 more, and we have 3 attempts. Who would like to go next?
Connell, as Connell like makes it up, he's gonna like turn to Fronia, and it's just like, I'm gonna help those guys pull on the ropes. Go help Big Cat and Frike do their thing.
Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but okay. Be careful.
You be careful too. So Connell runs over, and so you say, describe that section again, just so I get a full picture again.
So the pole that holds the crow's nest has snapped at the bottom, and some crew members have managed to lash some ropes around it and are attempting to keep it upright, keep it from falling, because it is attached to some of the sails. So if they go, and the sails are beginning to twist, so the longer it's broken, the worse it is.
Okay, so Connell is going to run to the... So if it's falling this way, Connell is going to run to this end, and he's going to use... what is it? He's going to use Giant's Might to essentially make himself large. He's going to kind of push it and try and like manhandle... Sorry, just... slot it back into place, like give them a bit of advantage in trying to pull it back.
All right, make a strength check for me.
Okay, so I get advantage on this roll,
Okay,
by using the Giant's Might. Okay, come on. That's a 19 plus 4, so I'll be at 23. And I don't get a 20, so...
That's definitely a success. So, you're able to just... And you hold it in place while the others try and secure the ropes. At least enough, just for the next minute, just the next 60 seconds, it might hopefully buy the captain and everyone else enough time to stop the ship from crashing.
Well,
that's two successes.
I've got this up for the next minute, so Connell's just kind of like holding it, but like standing firm.
Yep. All right. So, one more success needed, 2 attempts remaining. Who's next?
At this point... Sorry. At this point, Frike would just be thinking damage control. So, as carefully as she can, she's gonna make sure that the knots are secure around her and around Reese, and then is Feronia on her way over here?
Yeah.
Okay, so if she sees Feronia, she would also try to use more of the rope to tie the 3 of them together, and then look for something to hold on to.
Okay. So not actively trying to save the ship more yourselves.
Yeah.
All right. Duly noted. So...
I am gonna look at the rope and look up at the stones. Are they glowing? Is there power? Is there something going on?
They are dark.
Cool. I'm gonna look back, I'm going to use my claw, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to run up, kind of after seeing Bob do his little thing and having some sort of magic myself, I'm going to try and pump one of two things. Tell me if this is possible or not. I want to give Bardic Inspiration to the captain.
Okay.
Which, in that case, also if a creature has Bardic Inspiration die from you and casts a spell that restores or deals damage, so I'm kind of hoping that just doing magic, trying to pump magic into the crystals, that they'll be able to add or they can reroll that die. The creature can reroll that die and choose a target affected by the spell, add a number rolled as a bonus to the hit points regained or the damage dealt. So there's additional power to it. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do with the Bardic Inspiration. If not, then I'll just pump one of my first level spells into it.
I will say,
or just like scream at it.
what I will say is, you can either do that and let the captain make the last attempt, which would be the last roll, which she would have had disadvantage on, but would be a straight roll with your help, with the inspiration. Or you can go the other way and use one of your own spell slots, and it would be an Arcana roll, but would be at disadvantage because you're not accustomed to the ship in the way that Bob is, for example.
True. I do. What would Reese do? Okay. Reese, pretty freaking scared, is going to tap and going to lend his power and give her Bardic Inspiration. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
What do I say? Captain, you gotta get this going! Here! And I'm just gonna tap her.
Without even looking at it, she's like, "What bloody hell do you think I'm gonna do?" So she just feel the energy go into her, and it does seem to help her just catch her breath slightly as she makes one more attempt. She says, "Hang on!" And you see her eyes go blue as she attempts one last time to make a charge. So I'm going to get Captain Crowley to make an Arcana roll, not at disadvantage thanks to your involvement. The DC is 14.
I mean,
I don't like that pause.
The energy leaves her hands. She cries out. You see the crystals go.
Oh shit.
As she got an 11 on her roll.
Ooh.
Which unfortunately is not a success.
Ah, shit.
So,
Is there any way for me to get up to the crystals? Like, having studied them, would I know enough to at least attempt to sort of jumpstart the ship?
you could if you had time. But I
feel like you're saying that absolutely we've got a couple of hours, I can learn a couple of things, we can read some manuals.
In an alternate world, maybe, but as you look to step forward, you just look to the side, off the side of the ship, and that mountain range is very close, and you hear the captain scream out, "Brace for impact!" And you all have just enough time just to grab the nearest thing to you that's secured. And everything goes black.
Ugh.
Oh.
You're not sure how long passes, but the very next thing you experience is waking up, all of you prone on the floor. Your ears are ringing. You hear cries and shouting, but it's muffled underneath the ringing in your ears. There's a smell of smoke. And you try and shake it off, and eventually your vision unblurs, and you sit up and you look, and you're still all on the deck of the ship. The ship no longer moving. You start to, one by one, get to your feet.
How much of the ship is left?
Well, as you look around, it's partially ruined. Not as much as you would have expected with the speed at which you were heading towards that mountain range. But it doesn't look like it's going to be flying within the next few hours, at least. The crow's nest which Connell was holding on to is gone. Nowhere to be seen. But Connell lays where it was stood and is now getting to his feet. You look towards the helm where the captain was, where Rhys was. Rhys has been thrown to the side, and the captain is on the floor. Doesn't look to be moving. The wheel of the ship is completely ruined. One of the crystal that was locked down is misaligned once again. The other crystal is in at least 5 or 6 different shards as it's been smashed.
I'm gonna run for the captain. If I see everybody else moving, I'm gonna run to the body that is not moving to see if she's alive.
I was
going to say I'd like to go over and cast Healing Word on her, but...
Sure, you can do that if you like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Healing Word.
That's good, because she was about to make a death save. So go ahead and roll those. Go ahead and roll that healing.
As soon as that happens, Bob's just going to go into like crisis mode, and he's going to try to find everyone who is not moving and just essentially start triaging the situation.
Yeah.
Frank will more than likely be doing the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Is it possible to roll that as a second level spell?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I rolled 19. So
nice.
yeah.
Damn.
That is good.
So that's a 3 plus 3, so that's 6, and then 5. So 2d4s and yeah.
What was the 19 for?
Well, usually it's. Do we have to roll? Like, 'cause usually I've never done healing word, so you don't have to roll to see if it succeeds.
So for healing spells, no, you just you roll the hit, you roll the healing. You don't need to see if it succeeds or not.
Okay, so 2d4s then, in that case.
Okay.
So I rolled a. Oh, I just can't remember what it was. I'll roll again. So 4 and then 6, so 7 altogether.
She
First of all,
regains consciousness. Reese?
You
No?
finish your storytelling.
Okay. she regains consciousness. She very slowly, groggily tries to sit up, and then like falls back down a little bit. She's not able to get to her feet yet. She's too winded, and she's has no words at the moment. She's still taking it in, whatever's just happened.
I'm gonna pull out a little bit of ink from my pack, and I'm gonna call it to Frank as I watch them sort of like triaging as well. I'm just gonna be like, if I mark it, they're alive. If not, they're dead. And I'm going to just go around and see who's actually breathing, see what's going on.
Okay.
Understood.
I would imagine Connell is also helping, like left and move debris and kind of helping Frank and Bob out.
Yeah. So we'll say, those of you that are helping, like, the wounded, you spend maybe a good hour, 2 hours doing that. And surprisingly, we've not come across anyone dead so far. There are some people that are pretty badly wounded, but as of yet, no casualties.
So even in the sections of the ship that were destroyed?
So far, everyone seems to be accounted for. It's going to take time going through the whole crew manifesto, but for at least the first couple of hours, everyone's present and correct.
Oh.
Immediately
I'm so
after
sorry.
it, Reese is probably like, I don't know, sore on the side. Frank, where's Frank? He's gonna run over, help. And while they're doing their thing, Reese is going to start doing. He's going to kind of hopefully try and make a fire from remnants and scraps. And sit there and start playing a song of rest. For however long is needed. Each of those creatures that are in that area will get a short rest and will regain 1d6 hit points.
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll a d6 then for me, and we'll make a note of that.
That would be 3 hit points.
Okay, good to know.
Once,
Go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead. Okay, once she knows where everyone is, knows where Reese is, and knows that Rhódania is okay, Frank would probably return to the captain and see if there's anything more that can be done to treat her wounds.
Okay.
Medicine?
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check. 16. She has like a few nasty cuts. One of her sleeves is torn and her arm's in quite a bad way, but you're able to patch it up quite well, and she definitely looks to be a lot better than she did. She's still sat where she was. She's not moving, she's not speaking, she's just staring off into the distance.
If we've gone through the sort of crew at this point and we've found everyone that we can, I want to head back to the crystal and start examining that and see if we can't try to pull it back together.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a Arcana check.
Oh, all right. Okay, come on.
Just a straight roll. I was initially going to say disadvantage, but no, I'll make it straight roll.
23.
23. Okay. It's aside from all the chaos, being able to examine something like this is fascinating.
It is.
The excitement that it brings you. You're able to like fade away from all the chaos around you and just concentrate on all the possibility, all the things yet to be discovered about this new toy, so to speak.
Ooh.
So you spend quite a bit of time examining it.
I feel like I would be, while this is happening, I'd be sort of like, as a captain still, I'd be sort of like occasionally like tapping her leg, just like, oh my god, did you know that it could do that? Did you know that it could? This is incredible. Did you? Oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah. And the whole time you get no response from her. She's just continuing to stare off into the distance. But you spend quite a bit of time, and with a 23, you surmise that because it's shattered into 5 or 6 large pieces, and it's not too badly fractured otherwise, it's probably repairable. It probably won't be as efficient as it was, but efficient enough to do the job, providing the other crystal is okay, which it appears to be.
I would want to knowing that there are certain, like having lived in a library for a long time and studied energy and gravity and all that kind of stuff, I feel like I would know that every energy has things that are more conductive and less conductive. Can I figure out what would be like the most conductive material for this crystal?
So you'd have some ideas, but you don't really have a specific. You're not certain, even with the 23, because
yeah. What ideas do I have about that?
That is a very good question.
I think silver is generally considered to be a very conductive mystical metal. Mithril is one of the more conductive metals on Faerun. Copper for electricity. I'm trying to think what else is super conductive.
I'd probably say that you would surmise that something like silver or copper, or a conductive metal, like you say, would probably work for long enough to at least get the ship up and running if the hull can be repaired, and maybe not to the destination, but to the nearest city for more extensive repairs.
I have a strange question about the bar. Do they serve classic mules?
Classic mules. I will let the dice decide that. That is the best thing to do. That is a 2, so yes, they do.
All right, fabulous. Then I'm going to alert whoever I need to about this discovery, and I am going to jump down into the ship and try to get as many of the copper mugs that mules are made in as I can.
Okay. Easy enough to arrange. A few of the crewmates, they don't really understand why you need it, but they happily assist you over the next period of time.
Connell is specifically looking for cheesy feet.
Cheesy feet. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a. I'll call this perception or investigation. Make an investigation check for me.
That's 12.
12. You don't see Cheesy Feet. I love that that's his name now. You don't see him, But as you move about what's left of the deck of the ship, you do start to get a scent of it. That familiar smell. And you hear some rummaging off at the far end of the ship. And it sounds like struggling. And as you move over, you see this large section of what was the ship move over. And you see Thrasham Foe, who has cheesy feet over one shoulder. And he's struggling. He looks pretty badly hurt, but he's carrying him away from the wreckage.
Connell's gonna kind of like hop down and just be like, "Hey, whoa! Are you guys all right?"
Without even sort of looking you see that he smiles like, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm just saving people. That's what I do." And you see him reach over to his other arm, which is when you realise that his other arm's gone.
Oh shit!
And he's quite heavily bleeding from what is now an open area where his shoulder was.
Connell like kind of runs over to like Thrash and just kind of like I can imagine just like kind of like holds him a second and is just like, "Thrash, we need to get you some help. Here, give me cheesy feet."
Oh, that's quite all right. I'm not due for retirement yet. I might have a sit down though. He's quite unsteady on his feet after you take cheesy feet from him. And at this point, a couple of the other crewmates run over with bandages and like attempt to give him some medical treatment as he sort of sits down near some rubble.
Thrash, I don't know what to say. Your arm.
Oh, it's fine. I've got another one. One's all you need for a good punch.
I mean, that is my mom's saying. If it's not broke, if it's broke, it can be fixed.
I like that. Yes. I've heard it before. Can't remember where from.
I'm sorry about the ship. I wish there was more we could have done to help.
Oh, don't worry, young McGinnisy. These things happen. That's called life. It throws obstacles at us. But overcoming them is what makes someone a hero.
I understand, but as a young fledgling hero to a veteran, I don't mean to put you in your place, but I think you need to get yourself some rest.
Well, just this once. I think you're probably right.
I mean, we do have like I'm pretty strong. I just like still holding like cheesy feet, and it's like and like you seen the elf girl that needs a tanning. It's like she's pretty strong too. She hit that dragon real hard. We got this.
Yes, I think you do. I'll get some rest and we'll catch up soon.
All right, I'll take cheesy feet. It's smelling quite pungent.
Is that his name? Is it really his name?
You tell me.
I only met him a few days ago. It doesn't matter.
All right, well, I think Big Cat is playing some nice music. If you want to go listen to it.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not a bad idea. And you see he's like struggling to walk over there. He's like, I don't, I'm not used to asking for help, but maybe when you've done with Cheesy Feet, whatever his name is, you could be a lad and help me over there.
Before he even finishes the sentence, he puts Cheesy's feet over the opposite shoulder, and then he like goes under which arm did he lose?
Left.
So I go under his like right arm and like kind of like support him. I'm like, don't worry, Thrashing, I got you.
Good lad. Yes. Make just what's your passive perception?
13.
13. Okay. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. As you're helping him over, he sort of laughs, and under his breath, you hear him say something, like indirectly. You're not 100% sure what, but it sounded like he said, I guess they were right about you. You help him over to where Reese is playing, and he sits down. Ah, yes, I'm feeling better already. Thanks, lad.
Connell like places down Cheesy Feet, and it's just like, hey, Big Cat, I've got a couple more people to listen to your chin.
That's all he does. Like he just continues playing.
All right,
okay.
Well, I'm gonna go find more people with Frike. Stay good, Thrashing.
You too, lad, you too. Alright. Anything else from anyone else at the moment?
Reese, though he's playing, it is more of a solemn tune. He is thinking and trying and looking for Fellerman.
Okay.
Just keeping an eye out as Fellerman. Around, moving, alive.
Over the next couple of hours, basically where you are, a makeshift camp is assembled, and eventually the whole crew sort of gathers around this sort of central point, and it's sort of adjacent to what's left of the ship. It's probably about maybe 90 minutes after you start that Fellerman does hobble over, seemingly having regained his leg that he lost thanks to earlier shenanigans. He's not really saying much, he's just sort of looking around. He's clutching it. It looks like he might have dislocated an elbow or something, or a shoulder. He's just clutching one arm. He just sort of sits down, and someone gives him like a tankard of water, which he just slowly drinks whilst listening to the music.
To anyone that doesn't immediately come over and they look hurt, Reese is going to do a more solemn but similar to what he does to cast prestidigitation and just have a gentle wind like draw people in.
Nice, I like it.
And if Fellerman doesn't immediately come over, like obviously hurt, like Reese will do that to him. He's like,
Okay.
Listen to the music, rest.
While that's going on, I'm going to be working with anyone that wants to essentially like take apart any copper or silver items on the ship and try to create sort of either like some strong ties around the crystal or like a net that could be used to hold the crystal together and sort of help bind it with as much conductivity as possible.
Okay. So, we'll say that over the next few hours, as I mentioned before, the crew assembles around this makeshift camp. Again, no casualties, seemingly. A lot of wounded, a lot pretty badly wounded, but some medical attention is provided. There are a couple of healers on board as well who heal as much as they can there. Sort of they keep the more wounded to one side so that maybe the following day they can be healed further once they've regained their abilities and such. As it gets toward the sort of early evening, say Bob, between you and the people assisting you, are able to gather enough of what you need to make an attempt to fix the crystal. I won't make you roll for it because it's you've made enough Arcana rolls. I know you're pretty good at them. And given the fact that people are assisting you and you're sort of, I imagine you're educating them at the same time. You're teaching them every step of the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, if you do this right here, you can create something of a magnetic field here, depending on what kind of spells you put into it. Maybe a little electricity will in fact change things a little bit over here. And I've got like dancing lights going sort of constantly to keep everybody, the work area lit.
It'll take some time to fix the crystal, but you reckon by sundown you could probably have it done. By this point as well, the actual repairs or attempted repairs on the ship itself have begun for some of the crew that are sort of in better condition. They'll probably have to pull an all-nighter to get a ship worthy.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Were there any sort of shards of this crystal small enough that I could like pocket one?
Make a sleight of hand check.
No, I'm not great at these. Let's see. But a 19.
A 19? I'd say you get maybe... I'd say you get one that's maybe 3 centimeters long and a couple that are just under a centimeter. So 3 in total.
All right, so I've got a couple little bits, and I'm gonna pop them into my pack.
Okay.
I can study them later.
All right. I will add them to your D&D Beyond tomorrow.
As if everyone is like winding down, I want Reese to have a moment. So when that happens,
Mm-hmm.
but I want everyone to go first if they need. So.
Connell will, while still helping Trike, is going to go over to Rhódania. What's Rhódania at right now?
Just being kind of keeping to myself in a corner, going through like my notebook, just trying to keep to myself. I feel so bad about everything that's been happening. Like it's all like very, very trying to look in the notebook, see if there's anything for answers.
Connell's just gonna kind of like sit down on like a rock or like any debris, like sitting down and just kind of hand on her like back, and it's just like, "Hey, little cat, how you doing?"
I feel terrible. I feel absolutely awful.
I mean,
Are you okay? Sorry.
no, you're. Yeah, like, holy shit, this is quite bad. But like, how did that happen? Like, Bob's doing his thing to figure out what happened to the ship, and it seemed stable when we were flying.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I've made similar drinks to that hundreds of times, but I don't know. I mean, I've always been on land when I've done it, and I know I've never used that quite much, and I just got a bit over the top because we were having fun, and
Yeah.
I didn't mean anyone to get hurt though. was trying to see if there was anything in this book that could maybe explain why it happened, but I don't know. I'm so sorry. I understand if I understand I can leave if that makes things easier.
And he kind of stop applies a bit of pressure on your back to kind of like stop you if you're trying to get up, and he's just like, no, hey, whoa, I ain't pointing fingers at anybody. I ain't blaming. Like I said, if it's broke, we can fix it. Look, what happened? I'm sure it was an accident. There was no telling. Like, we were making drinks, we were having a good time with everyone. There was no telling that something was going to happen to the ship. Like, how does making a drink make the ship's battery shut down? That doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, I think I'm looking around. Like, so many people survived this. Like, a lot of people could have died, and they've thankfully still got their lives.
Yeah. I just kind of like lean my head on Connell and just like, thank you.
He kind of like tuffles he gives you like a little cat scratch in the top of the head. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Yeah. What was in that drink?
I don't know, it's something that I've just kind of always had in my bag. I've used a wee bit of it before. But again, like I said, like I've only ever used it on myself, and I've only ever done it in the shack. But it was in my bag, like, and I don't know, it's just something I found. I probably shouldn't have been playing with it, and I thought it'd be fine. Usually it just gives me a little bit of a headache, but...
What's the thing you found? Like, is this something you found in the forests or something, or...?
It's like a little bottle, just... I don't know, I just found it in... I woke up and I found it in my bag, basically, one day. I don't remember anything else.
What, is it, like... Is that the same thing that I drank last night or earlier today?
No. That's my brew. Like that's fine. That's all natural. That's made out of stuff that I got from the forest. But this little bottle, like, I should probably explain myself a bit better. I don't know where I've come from. I don't even know if my name is my name, but I found it in this book, and basically this little bottle was on me when I woke up in the woods.
Wait, so you woke up, you weren't always born a cat? Like a little cat?
I don't know. Yeah? I think, I don't know. I woke up in the middle of the woods. I was absolutely soaking wet, and I don't remember anything about me. I woke up with this wee bag. I was soaking wet, and a note, this next to me.
Well,
Yeah.
and you can like hand off your head and like onto the book. Well, I'm sure whatever's in there has some kind of answers of who Rhódania is, but for all I'm concerned is you're writing the new chapter in who Rhódania is now, and Rhódania, aka Little Cat, is gonna help save all these people, and the ship is broken, so we're gonna fix it.
Okay. Thank you, Connell. I wish I could be positive like you all the time.
Yeah, it's it just took a lot of work to get to get to this level of optimism. But you know what? I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
You feel a large hand on the back of your shoulder.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to be, young McGinnisy. You look up and you see Thrash stood over you. May I join you?
Yeah, by all means.
Thank you. He comes and sits down. Looks over at Rhódania. Hello, furry one. Quite the jolly little individual, normally. Don't like to not see that smile. Things are bad now, but we'll get there.
It's just a bit, yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's nothing to be sorry for. This is all part of life. We're all still here. That's got to count for something.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
As you say that, you hear Bob shout out from the crystal. Does anyone know where Rhódania is? Rhódania! Rhódania, where are you?
I just kind of like trying to hide.
Okay, make a stealth
Yeah.
check. And Bo, give me a perception check.
Oh my god. Has anyone seen Rhódania?
A 10.
I'd like to speak with her. I got a 9.
Oh!
She's right. Wait a minute.
I'm like hiding under, like just trying to like hide behind Connell.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach Connell. Connell, have you seen Rhódania?
Yeah, she's like right. Wait. Where'd she go?
It's about this time
Where'd
you
she go?
notice that Connell seems to have a tail all of a sudden.
Connell, are you aware that you have a tail? Is that new? No, a little further down. No, we're almost there. There we are, just behind you.
You reach back and you grab Rhódania, who's hiding behind you.
Oh, Rhódania, do you know what you did?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, I'm specifically asking if you understand the mechanisms by which you created the explosion that you created.
Are you trying to tell me off? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this.
No,
I don't.
I'm just attempting to get a little bit of information from you, as all, dear.
Well, I used this, and I just kind of hand it over to Bob, like.
As soon as she hands it to me, I'm going to say, "Oh, is this it? Oh, what you created is something called an electromagnetic pulse." And what it is, typically, is it is a very overcharged, some sort of bomb that will negate whatever's happening, utilizing similar energy in the area. So I'm thinking that if this is what started it, we might also be able to use it to kickstart the engine. So may I do a little experimentation?
Yeah. I'm just I had no idea what he was talking about, but I just kind of nod and go, yeah.
All right, you take her. I'm gonna help Trike again because she's probably wondering where I am. And hands you Rhódania.
I'm gonna. Is there any area that, like, if I can't find any area that's like a lab, I'll go head to the kitchen.
Yeah, you can head into the ship, and you have to sort of take an extended route to get to it, as there are lots of repairs being undertaken, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm just sort of absent-minded.
All these muffins, man.
And I'm gonna do some experiments with like just tiny little, like a drop of this and like the little crystals that I pocketed to see if there's any sort of reaction, like with heat or with cold or electricity or like, anything that I can find down there.
Good to know. We will come to that shortly. So as you leave to do that, Thrash remains sat with Coddle. Young McGinnisy, a word, if you will, before you go.
Uh-huh.
Just... I'm very curious. Your fighting style. I believe I know where it's from.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I would recognize Atticus anywhere.
Oh, you know Atticus?
Well, I am the fighting champion of Zundenhag. I have to know everybody who's capable fighter. Just like I know you, Conor McGinnisy.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, like, Atticus, he taught me everything I knew. Taught me how to swing a sword properly, taught me how to swing a hammer properly, taught me how to grow into a giant properly. Properly taught me really well.
I'd say you've added a bit of finesse to his techniques. But don't tell him that.
Yeah, he was always the salty type. He didn't appreciate it. He didn't appreciate the fact I could do the, and he put to do the fire one better than he could. But I mean, he showed me how to do it, but I did it better, and
No, I wish to speak to you because, well, recent events have left me minus an arm, but twice the perspective, so to speak. I might as well tell you the truth. I've been watching over you for a while now. Not just as a potential student in the future, which I'm sure you're very excited about. Yes, of course.
I mean, delighted, but how have you been watching me? Until I got to the city I can't remember the name of, I've been pretty much traveling on my own.
Well, it's I watched over not just you, but Fia as well.
Mum?
And I never made the connection until I lost the arm.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I don't bring this up lightly, but the reason is reason I first began watching over you is that I've been looking into the people that did this to Fia.
Oh.
And now that I'm like this, I'm not sure I'm up to the task of bringing them down. So, providing all goes well and we make it out of this mess in one piece, or at least enough pieces to be alive, I'll share it with you, and maybe you can get justice. Well-needed justice for your mother.
I don't know. My Atticus told me by learning these abilities and learning how to fight like this, it wasn't wise to seek out revenge or.
There is Connell, there is a fine line between justice and revenge. The difference between the two is whether or not the wielder is pure of heart enough. I've met many people in my time, but you are the dictionary definition in my eyes of pure of heart. I don't believe you're capable of revenge, but justice, I believe you could do many great things with.
I don't know. Can you let me think about it? It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to process.
I'm believe me, I'm not asking you to make a decision here and now. I've just gained perspective in the last few hours, and I guess I'm thinking about retirement. But someone needs to continue the fight.
Well, I'm more than happy to keep on fighting. Just I need to make sure it's for the right reasons. Like my whole point in going on this journey was to try and get some mum so I could give it back to mum, because losing the arm and all in the attack, she couldn't work. So this is after all this training and effort to do this stuff, this is my way of repaying her for all the kindness and all the love she gave me throughout the years. So yeah, let's put a pin on that. I want to, I really do, but I don't know if going after my mom's attackers is the best thing.
Well, it is your decision to make. I merely present the opportunity. Whichever you take, I think you will make the right one. And, well, as far as being a student of the great Thrasham foe, well, I'd say you've passed the audition.
That was a test?
I mean, yes, if you like, it was.
I thought I had to break something to pass the test. Oh my god! Whoa!
You did, Connell. You broke everybody's hearts with your pureness.
Oh, if I broke it, I can fix it. I don't want to break hearts.
I mean in an emotional sense, not in a literal sense. We're not all made of rock like you. We don't have your stone constitution, your fortitude. This is why you are the best of us, Connell.
Okay. Thank you, Thrasham. I really gotta find Frag, because she's probably doing all the heavy lifting without me.
Of course. Take care, young McGinnisy.
And if you need help with getting used to I help my mom with her physiotherapy and stuff. I'm here to help.
See, he looks a little embarrassed at first, but then sort of chuckles to himself. I think I might take you up on that offer sometime, yes.
Wait, I suggested this to my mom, so now that you could basically get some kind of weapon arm. So instead of an arm, you can have a sword shield thing, like a lance. And if you get magic guys to enchant it, maybe you can get it to shoot out a cannonball. So you get a rocket arm cannon.
I knew it was a good idea bringing you on. Excellent suggestions. All right,
we'll workshop this. I'm gonna go find Pryke.
Right. I'm going to think up some designs. All right.
And curtain.
Okay, so you're going over to help Pryke.
I think at this point, Freck would be trying to clear away some of the wreckage, now that everybody's been accounted for, lifting a few heavy things while she can, or like helping other people. But she fully wants to go join Reese in the circle.
Okay. See that quite a lot of people are still there. A lot resting, some still sort of sat just quietly listening to the music, and despite the crash, everyone seems to be in good spirits. I think the music has definitely helped lift the spirits of many.
She'd try not to linger too long in one place until... I mean, if Connell comes along, he'd probably see she's like running out of things to do or to help people with.
Anything else before the sun begins to set and people look to start taking a rest?
Yeah, I'm just still working away in the kitchen.
So we'll say that as the sun sets, you complete your work. You start testing this. So explain to me how you're testing. Are you dropping some of this stuff on the crystal?
So I don't want to create the same effect that we did before. Mm-hmm. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm like got like some little tweezers and I'm putting like a drop of this like on a flat plate. And then seeing like if the crystal like lights up in proximity first, just like proximity tests, and then sort of like if we like heat the crystal or the water, or if we infuse it with some sort of like I'll cast like dancing lights into it to see if arcane energy will activate it or anything like that.
Okay. So,
and I will though, also at one point, if nothing else works, I will start singing to it because I was singing when the explosion happened.
Damn it, he found the missing component. Okay, so the next couple of hours leading up to sunset, you experiment, you try lots of different things. You get lots of interesting results. Some experiments lead to nothing. You find that in some cases the crystal takes on a different texture. Sometimes it produces an aroma. Sometimes it creates sound through different vibrations and harmonics.
Is there any rhyme or reason to these, or is it just every time it gets near this thing, a random effect happens?
At first, it just seems to be chaos. But the more and more you get into it, you start to notice patterns here and there. And then, after you sort of have a few experiments where you get a bit of a glow from the crystal, very reminiscent of what you saw when it was active. And then the next time it's a bit brighter, the next time it's a bit brighter. Next time from that, you accidentally drop a few too many, and it goes boom. And, you know, like in cartoons where there's an explosion and they've got a face full of soot. At one point, you do end up like that, but mostly unharmed. But But the crystal is okay, so you continue, and just as the sun has finished setting, you get the right amount, dropped on the right area. And the crystal seems to be self-sustaining, an energy cycle.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness gracious! This is amazing. I'm gonna go like running up. Do I? I'm assuming that I like take notes on all of this, like what's going on as I'm doing my experiments.
Absolutely. If Rhódania had whiteboards, there would be several of them full around you.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go running up around sunset. Be like, Rhódania, this stuff is amazing. Where did you get it?
I don't know. I found it in my bag one day.
Where were you in your bag at the time?
Well, funny you should say that. I found it in my bag when I woke up in the forest, soaking wet, looking at the sky on my back. I don't remember anything else. Like before that.
We've got amnesia. Well, that's quite strange. Must have had some sort of trauma.
Or I drank too much. I don't know. But
Well, I've never known a night of drinking to erase your memory all the way back. But
you haven't had enough of my brew, then, have you? Sorry, too soon. Yeah. So that's what happened. I also woke up with this notebook next to me, and I just kind of like show him the notebook. It's like this has some interesting stuff in it, but I don't know. I just found that, and then that in my bag. You know.
Well, it seems as though this can be used as a power source. This liquid can be used as a power source for these crystals, or at least might amplify the energy in them. So I think it might be quite useful. I'd love to see the notebook at some point if you'd be interested in sharing.
Some maybe, yeah. I think we might need to get to know each other a bit more before I do that.
Well, that's just fine. All right.
Okay. Can I get my stuff back, please? My liquid.
Oh, yes, of course. Has the liquid? What did I discover about this liquid during my experiments?
Yeah, so I want to know.
So you look at it. It's almost mercury-like. It's very thick and silvery in color. And there's no smell from it. You didn't want to try tasting it, given the previous uses of it, so you don't know what it tastes like. And even though you used quite an extensive amount in your experiments, the bottle seems to be fuller than it should be.
Hey, what? Oh, the bottle is fuller than it should be.
Seems like it.
Oh,
I'll admit that's something I've noticed every time I have used it. I just assumed it just never ended.
Oh, it just fills itself back up then.
It appears like that. Yeah.
That's quite amazing. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. It's pretty handy when you're having a night in by yourself with it, so.
Yeah, well, oh goodness, do you drink this?
I put it in a wee couple drops into my tea sometimes. I'll pop it. I haven't popped it into like my usual brew that you guys have had, but I've got my own that I kind of put in just for me sometimes.
Well, you know where I come from. Liquid that looks like this is called Quicksilver. Makes people crazy.
I think what I've got left in that bottle that I've already put it into, I'm just gonna save that. I'm not gonna put any more then in that case. I'll take your advice, big man. It's kind of got us into trouble anyway.
It just rots holes right in your brain. They had an expression called mad as a hatter because the milliners, used to use it to make the hats shine. Then they all went crazy and died. He's suddenly gonna notice the upset face that Rhódania's like, oh, no, but you'll be fine. You're going to be just fine, aren't you? Here's the thing.
Am I?
I was the captain. Is captain available? Like just.
I'm very concerned for myself because I've consumed a fair amount of this since my awakening. I just assumed it was like a health drink, you know.
Maybe we'll find out
I think
someday.
it's time for me to go in a detox. Bob, as reluctant as I am to part with it, I'd like you to take care of it if that's all right.
Oh, well, I shall endeavor to find out what it does at the very least.
Probably safe in your hands. You're the science man after all. I'm just a gardener compared to you.
Well, I think that if you had this in your bag and you got a whole notebook, probably before you went to sleep that one day, that you were something of a scientist yourself.
I don't know. Only time will tell.
Well, it looks like we'll have plenty of it. We're trying to get this lovely thing back up in the air. There's where's that captain? And I'm gonna sort of wrap the bottle safely and like pop it into my backpack.
Are you looking for the captain?
Yeah.
All right. You ask around a few people, and eventually one person just points up at the ship, up to where the wheel was, as she hasn't moved the entire time.
Dear God.
She's still sat there, just staring off into space. Some of the crewmates just look frightened to go check on her.
I think she got into my sauce.
Captain, I think there's something I should discuss with you. It might get us flying.
Yes, Mr. Crandall.
Well, I've done some little experiments with the crystal, and I'll explain to her all the experiments that I've done. It'll take quite a bit of time as I go very detailed into exactly what experiments I did and exactly what results. It made a strange sound, so I tried a little bit of. I added the heat. I turned the heat up a little bit, and then it made this very interesting pop, and to just keep going over the course of probably about 40 minutes, just explaining everything. And then I got to it was lifting on its own, and it was self-sustaining again. I thought that was amazing, and I thought we might try it on the crystals, and then see if we can't get this back up in the air and head off someplace where we can do real repairs and not be eaten by several dozen types of monsters that I'm sure exist in these mountains, because mountains are always full of terrifying monsters, and I think that we should get out of here as soon as possible.
She continues looking forward, but she says, Yeah, I think we can try that in the morning. I'm just coming to terms with this. You know, this ship survived the Arcane Wars thousands of years ago. This ship survived the return of the Karamoon and the great reconvergence. I thought it would outlive me. And sure, we'll fix her up, but... I don't know. Will she be the same?
Well, I mean, I think that really what you're asking is a philosophical question called the ship of Theseus. If you continually replace pieces of a ship, at what point does it become a ship? Even if you replace every single part of the ship, is that a new ship or is it the same ship? It's quite an interesting conundrum, I think.
Aye. I suppose it is. Sorry, yes, I feel like I've been sat here forever. I think I need a lie down. I think everyone needs a lie down. Yes, we'll everything that you said that I definitely listened to for the last 40 minutes, we'll do in the morning once everyone's rested.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Let's go with that. Great.
I will say as well, I seem to be mostly okay, but if we do get the ship up and running again, I think we'll keep her in low power mode for a day, just in case. Make the journey longer, but I'd rather keep everyone safe. But just in case I'm not fully okay, do you fancy flying it a little bit?
Bob is just you see him just start to sweat, like just flop sweat, just it's in the field. I'm more, well, I suppose so. That's fine.
And for the first time, she looks away from where she's been staring this whole time and looks at you and smiles. Aye, that's more like it. It's a date then.
Oh boy, yes, that's rough. Did you mean to fly? And it just sort of wanders away again.
All right. Anything else before we finish the day up and go into the night?
Not for me.
I'm just going to be looking through the notebook as and hopefully fall asleep to it in my hands.
Okay, good to know. Reese?
Yes. Reese will kind of keep playing for a little bit as people dwindle away, kind of watching. First thing I want to ask DM is, was everyone's conversation, besides the captain and Bob, in vicinity of the bonfire, in vicinity of Reese's hearing?
What's your passive perception?
Well, we should
I
probably
will say
speak
I'm
quietly
actively.
because the cat's listening, and that's just,
So it's 12, but I am actively trying to listen.
I'd say you would have heard the majority of it, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Gonna write that down. The other thing is when people start to bed down and it becomes rather slow, pretty much only one or two people still kind of stirring way deep in the night. Reese will end his flute playing, kind of rub on it and put it on his back again, and he's going to, after everyone has gone to sleep and left the area, go up to the deck where the crystals are. Shouldn't have happened this way. My first actual journey. Anyone's first actual journey from Galea shouldn't have happened this way. Reese is also looking to see like if he can find a shard. Not knowing that Bob took them all, but he's gonna look for a shard. And if there is none, he'll just like continue on his way and be deep in thought.
Okay. You have a good look around. You have a good look around, and you can't seem to see any. There's like tiny little filings, but they're nothing worth collecting. They kind of just look like if you attempted to pick them up, they would just stick into your finger.
Well then, in that case, unsheathing one of my claws, I will trace the cracks of the crystal. I don't know what to write about this. And he'll go and find his sort of halfway set up tent that he kind of half-assedly did before he started playing. And just kind of curl up on his own. Also during that, like, he's looking up at the moon and kind of talking to the moon instead of really to himself. But
it is a full moon as you look up, and the sky is pretty clear now at this time. Stars are out. It's a beautiful skyline, actually. Amidst all the chaos of the day, it is hard to not smile as you look up at all the constellations, how beautiful it is. But one by one, you all find rest as you drift off into sleep. Crew members are taking care of the watches, so you all drift off.
Is it a long rest?
We'll get to that in a moment.
Oh, damn. Because I would like to know that too.
I have spell slots to empty.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that you will all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Wow.
But we just have one little titty bitty thing to roleplay first. Well, one of us does.
Fair.
Sleep comes to all of you quite restful. Some of you have troubled dreams. Given everything that's happened today, that's quite understandable. One of you has dreams unlike anything you've had before. As you feel like you've woken up, but you recognize really quickly that you are in a dream for Rhódania.
Oh.
And you sort of sit up from where you are and you look around, and you're in the middle of this incredibly beautiful forest. Now you've seen many forests in your time. This is a whole world of difference compared to anything you've seen before. The wildlife in the trees, the running water from a stream. You've never felt more at peace. And a sensation hits you that you've never really fully experienced before. Certainly not to this extent. And it's a feeling of familiarity as you start to wonder, is this a dream? Or am I remembering something? And you look ahead of you, and in the trees there is a small pathway leading through the forests. And you hear some sort of... is it music? You're not quite sure, but there's something you can hear off down that pathway. What would you like to do?
I follow the sound of the music.
Okay. You walk down this pathway, and in the trees you can see little squirrels and other little critters running alongside you in the branches. The trees stretch so high that you can't actually see the sky, and yet light still breaks through them. So you can't tell if it's day, if it's night, but it's beautiful. And you follow this path for a few minutes. The sound just gets louder. You're still not quite sure what it is. And again, there's that sense of familiarity to it. And after a few minutes, the path opens up. And you see that you're at the base of this incredible, massive tree. And at the center, there is almost like what you would have as a windowsill in a house, but in the bark of this tree. And it looks like someone is sat within this indentation in the tree.
Weird question, but what am I wearing?
You look down and wearing the same clothes that you always wear.
My hands? My paws?
Gloves are still there.
Okay. I'm gonna go towards the tree.
Okay. You walk closer towards the tree. And the figure that sat in this little hollowed out area of the tree becomes clearer to you as you see it's another cat person, but big.
Like me, cat person. Oh.
A big one, more like the same size as Reese. Strikingly similar fur to yourself. Unmistakably calico. Wearing long purple robes. Seems to be clutching something in their arms. Doesn't appear to notice you.
I call out to them like, hello?
As you say hello, your voice echoes on the wind. And you hear it in different pitches, at different volumes. And it fades off. The figure does not respond.
While this is happening, I'm kind of fondling my piece of mistletoe that I have, just to kind of try and keep myself grounded, which is quite funny because, like, who knows where I am? What can I see? What the figure's holding?
Give me a perception check.
15.
15. You take a couple of steps forward and you try and get a closer look. And it's like a small bundle that's in similar purple wrappings. And as you try and get a closer look, your attention is drawn away to the side where there's a table. And on the table you see a book. A book with a very familiar F. With very familiar calligraphy on the cover.
Does it look like this book? My book?
You'd recognize that book anywhere.
Oh, why is my book there? Is the big cat person the only other person around?
From what you can tell, yes.
I want to approach the person, get closer.
Okay.
I want to like reach out to them as well.
So you walk up to them. You reach out with your hand. And your hand, it's about this time you notice that it's almost transparent. And you reach out and you don't make contact with anything. And around about this time, the figure in front of you speaks. As you hear...
Oh no. Oh no.
A slight chuckle as they open up some of the wrappings, and you see the bundle in their arms. A very tiny calico-furred kitten.
Is it me? Is it me?
And the voice that you hear says, "Ah, my dear child. Your father and I, we moved heaven and earth to bring you here. They said it couldn't be done. But look at you. We couldn't be more proud of everything that you're going to grow up to be. And I can promise you now, my child, nothing or no one is ever going to take you away from me, or from your father, or from your home. Believe me when I say this. Rhódania will always be your home."
I'm not crying, you are.
And you hear a voice off in the distance. You can't quite make out what they say. And she turns. "I'll be right there, dear. Just talking to the wee one." She stands up, bundle in one arm, picks up the book with the other arm, and begins to walk off. And your attention is slightly drawn away to the side, where in the leaves of a tree, there's a really tiny white figure, almost spectral-like, just standing, watching. Make a nature check for me.
18.
18. You've heard stories about a lot of forests in the world being home to. It's almost like an old wives' tale. They call them forest spirits.
Wisps.
The more common term for them is a kodama. And they look a little something like this. And you see one, it just looks at you, and it just turns its head. And it waves, and runs off into the leaves.
I'm just a bit like, oh, okay, well, this is new. Did you say that they took the book?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna follow the Kodama.
You run off into the brush, and as you push through, it's morning. You wake up. You sit up like that, as if you're trying to push through something. Anyone nearby that's awake at this time sees you just go, whew. But it's morning. You're woken to the sound of people banging and hammering away at the ship. The ship looks in much better condition than it did when you last saw it. The sun's out. And you all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Yee.
Do we level up?
I was waiting for someone to ask that. No.
You don't ask, you don't get.
Oh. What the hell, man? Who
So-
am I?
Who indeed? So you all, one by one, wake up feeling refreshed, still a little bruised and battered from yesterday, but it's a new day. The ship looks better. People seem a bit more upbeat. The day's yours.
I'm definitely very excited about getting to fly the ship. Well, I'm like up, you like cleaned up, it looked nice.
Yeah,
I'm
Bob.
like my tie up in a double Windsor.
I imagine Bob was like the first person to get up. It's like, right, come on, morning everyone, come on.
This is very important. We've got it.
I'm gonna clean myself some, just slowly groom, but I'm also gonna see if there's any like puddles of water or something I can just kind of splash my face and just be like,
So there's a nearby stream that's just
Okay.
like a little bit over that ways that you're able to dash over to.
I'm gonna fill my bottle up with some water as well. Just... Hi.
Connell's gonna approach Reese with like a flagon of water and like some just like any fruit that may have been saved from the ship, and like sit down and lag him, like, hey, good morning. Hands over the stuff and it's like, you played really well last night. I like the sound.
Oh, thanks. I thought that. I mean, with a little bit of what I can do, a little bit of healing wasn't a bad idea.
It's gonna take a sausage and just like bite on it.
Yeah.
Did you?
What?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, that was.
Sorry, my
real-
cat came. Sorry.
Yeah, like, man, like, as soon as it dropped off old cheesy feet and thrash, and like, the vibe, like the entire feeling, just indescribable.
Well, thank you. I was taught how to play by one of my mentors back home.
Ah, nice. Is it what do you call that song?
Improv.
Stairway to Heaven.
Do not get us copyright strike.
No fancy name. They more taught how to improv, and I have a, how do you say it? I don't know. They taught me the song I Have the Tongue. Of a sailor, sometimes, towards people.
Well, I gotta say, like, really, like, I'm looking forward to hearing more of that when we hopefully get the ship back in the sky. But your stuff sounds really cool.
Well, thank you. I do actually have something that might help one of our people.
Oh yeah?
Maybe if you're just sticking around, you might hear more. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks for the breakfast.
Yeah, but like you've been playing, you played a lot last night, so I thought like some water and some food might help soothe the old lips and throat.
I mean, it gotta keep your embouchure kind of. Well, yeah. No, I'm a little sore. Yes. Would love some tea.
Yeah, I honestly, among all the wreckage, I haven't seen any kettles, but I'll keep my eye.
I appreciate that. Do you know where Rhódania is?
Honestly, like I've been awake pretty early. She was sleeping in pretty late, so considering what happened yesterday, I didn't really want to disturb her.
That's fair. That's fair. What about Bob?
Oh, I haven't seen Bob. I did hear him like get dressed and all that stuff, but I just want to double check about what happened yesterday before the ship. Are you okay with what happened in the hallway?
Listen. No, I was assaulted by a naked woman. I mean, not
Yes.
assaulted, screamed at.
Yeah.
But then she
Yes.
made me assault my friends, and no, I'm not okay with that. I have people to apologize to still, and I'm avoiding it.
He like grabs your paw like with his two hands. He's like, "Why was she naked? Why was she screaming at us? I never got an answer. She just kept going." Ah!
Ask for Rhódania. Whatever she gave me was the catalyst for that.
I was so scared and horny at the same time.
I mean, wait, aren't you married?
No, I'm 18.
Oh, I thought you were a lot older. Huh.
Let's go with your paw.
Well, anyway. It's like awkward moment. I'm going to see myself out. I'm gonna look around for Rhódania, and if Frike is around too.
She'll just take a moment to rise out of her meditation in her usual Dracula stance. Did I hear something about tea?
There you are. No. They don't have tea. Well, maybe they had tea pre-reg. And I don't know the flora here. If we were back home, I'd be able to maybe brew something, but like, I don't know anything around here.
Well, Frank will just kind of look at Reese closely and wordlessly wrap her arms around him in a hug.
I don't know why I'm being awkward about that. Reese will like go back, like we'll like fall into a hug. Reese loves hugs.
We'll make it through this strange time. As long as we have each other.
First of all, ships aren't supposed to fly. Second of all, you'd expect them not to fall if they're flying.
I don't disagree.
I still have shards of the ship in my like, and he'll like start like pulling like splinters out of like where his like paws were like grabbing. Like, look at that! And like we'll pull one out. It hurts.
Do you need any bandage? Can I help you?
Nah, I mean, I can heal myself, but it's like, they're annoying. More than anything, they're just annoying.
She'll just sort of nod awkwardly and then look around for the others.
I'm gonna go find Rhódania. Connell, I think, has some breakfast. I mean, I think I had one of his. Moving on. He has breakfast.
Frank would maybe pull out the other half of the fish, which still has chunks missing from it. Well, I'll see if there's a way, if she'd like to share. But then she'll take this big awkward, like, bite out of it, and she'll have to, like, rip the flesh off of the fish. As she just kind of crunches through it and swallows.
I feel like that would be like a con save because fish bones, but
It's like, there's so much I have to learn about you still. Like how you could do that.
Is that not how you're supposed to eat that?
I mean,
I saw Rhódania do it.
from where I come from, we have this thing called sushi, where we put raw stuff on a pad of rice. We eat a lot of fish. We're kind of, well, I'm kind of a connoisseur of fish. I have never ripped into one like that.
Immediately intrigued by this idea of sushi. I wonder if the kitchens are still safe. Perhaps we could try to make some.
I would ask Connell. He seems to know his way around that area.
Tuck the fish away and scamper off to find Connell.
and I go off to find Rhódania.
Okay, so we'll go with Reese first. So you go off to find Rhódania. Where's Rhódania right now? Still at the stream?
Yeah, just kind of contemplating what I just dreamt. And I'm still kind of like just absent-mindedly just like playing around with my mistletoe, just kind of, yeah, it's fine. Just gonna stay grounded. It's all good. Yeah. In my own wee world.
Oh, there you are. You know, being small doesn't really help me finding you. Are you okay?
I don't know. Well, we were just in the sky, and then it fell, and then, yeah. Then I found out that I've been drinking things that I shouldn't be, and then I just had like crazy things going on. So no, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh.
Are you okay?
You're not poisoned, are you?
I'm fine. No, I'm I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I just came over because I was overhearing. It wasn't an appropriate time. I was in the middle of playing my 3-hour performance.
Yeah.
I was curious if you wanted to identify that vial.
I've given it to Bob.
Ow.
I didn't think it'd be right that I had it because I've caused, well, first of all, I've caused too much trouble with it, and I've been dipping into it, so I'm thinking that I need to kind of lay off the sauce for a while. That kind of sauce, anyway, not my other sauce, but that kind of sauce.
It's not addictive, is it?
No. No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I've kind of put a little bit more each time, but no, it can't be. Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to heal an illness yet anyway, but you know where Bob is?
He's probably fiddling around with those crystals, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm definitely over by the wheel of the ship.
The lack of wheel of ship.
It has since been reconstructed.
Okay,
Very,
cool.
very like precariously.
Okay. That's funny.
Reese, before you head off,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I owe you an apology.
Or what?
Well, I feel like I've just been a bad luck kind of charm, but bad luck anyway for you since meeting. I was hungry when I took your muffin. I didn't mean to like ruin your scones or anything like that. I was just trying to make them better. You know, and I only followed you because I heard you say a name, and I was hoping you might be able to help me.
Well,
That's all.
okay, let's rewind. Next time, if you're hungry, just ask. I probably would have given you half. And let's work together on scones next time. I mean,
Scones.
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 Definitely scones.
I love that is the
It's a
hill that the cats are gonna die on.
It must be a tabaxi thing then. I suppose you tabaxis are kind of a little bit different. You call it scones. The rest of the world just call it scones, you know. We're the right ones.
I mean, you're gonna have to come visit Galea, because we pronounce things a little differently.
Okay. Okay. But yeah,
Well,
truce. And then I just kind of like put my paw up just like.
I will consensually ask, could I hug you instead?
And just kind of like my eyes just kind of like I'm just like, I need one. Just kind of like
Chris will-
just kind of clamber up you for a
Okay.
cuddle. Or you can carry me. It's fine.
I was gonna pick Rhódania up and hug her. Well, if you're done here, you can ride on my shoulder if you want.
Yeah, that's all right. That'd be nice. Just kind of like go in and just kind of chill out on his shoulder. Just.
Oh yeah, Reese is not wearing his capelet right now.
Ah, cool. Just kind of like chill on your shoulder, just like in the little nuzzle bit there, little nape. Yeah.
All nuzzled in.
But yeah, Reese. I want us to be friends, but we need to be honest with each other, okay?
I'm not telling you my name. It is Reese.
Okay.
But we can be honest. Yes.
Okay.
And I thought we were friends anyway.
Well, I don't know. I've been a little shit towards you recently, and I'm sorry.
Well, and I have a tongue and a guilty pleasure of insulting people, but we don't talk about that.
And that's why I like you.
And I'll just go back up the hill.
Let's go find some tea.
So, you two venture off in search of tea, in search of Bob.
Bobs.
We'll be wrapping up here in just a minute. But just before we do, one last little thing. Let me just roll with dice for a second. Nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about.
Don't lie to me.
I just
No,
need
don't
to see
Trust.
I just need to see who this will go to. Okay. Okay, so Bob, as you are making your final preparations for your biggest adventure yet, so to speak, you hear like someone like cough behind you, like as a you turn around and
Do you need a lozenge?
you turn around and you see Fellowman is stood there and sort of looking at you like carefully. So, no, I don't normally do this, but whatever happened in there is beyond my fucking understanding. And something about you terrified me. And your friends. Like, whatever you guys have got going on, that's way above my head, so...
I mean, do you mean when I was singing? I've never gotten that reaction for that.
The funny thing is, I was terrified, but I was kind of into the singing a bit. Which is a weird combination, but... Anyway.
Yes, I should say so. This is generally not the impression that one wants to hear when songs give. There's a terror to someone.
Yeah, well, I mean, anyway. I just wanted to come to you guys with an apology and a peace offering. And sort of reaches into his jacket and pulls something out and extends his hand to you.
What is it? What do I see? Anything or just a closed hand?
It's just a closed hand so far. He says, "Well, remember when I was gonna have the drinking competition? Well,
Yes.
this was the prize, and well, we didn't have the competition, but you lot were the better fucking men, so I figured you guys should have this, because this was gonna be what the winner got." And he opens his hand.
Okay.
He opens his hand and gives you this golden amulet with quite a long chain around it.
Oh my goodness, this must be worth quite a bit.
It is in some circles. It somewhat to do with magic. I don't know. I'm more about punching people or shooting people. That's more my thing. But you know what you're doing with that, so. And he just awkwardly walks away.
Oh, before you go, I would like to say that thank you. And I do appreciate all the things that you do for the ship. I think that you should be very, very proud.
Thanks. I'm gonna go. And it scuttles off.
I'm just gonna sort of like look at this amulet and try to sort of puzzle out what it does as I'm sort of awkwardly sort of stumbling down the hallway, vaguely towards the deck.
Mm-hmm. and probably around about this time, if Reese, are you looking for Bob?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you probably bump into him around about this time.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, hello. Lovely. Lovely job last night with keeping everyone calm in the middle of a horrific crashed ship with people bleeding, just dying everywhere. Just very, very impressive.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did it more for myself first.
Yes, that makes sense. Yes.
But straight to it, I couldn't help last night because I had a 3-hour performance, of course.
Yes.
But Fronia was telling me that she gave you that liquid, and I wanted to offer I can identify objects magically if you need.
Oh, that is quite a useful skill. I've never quite gotten a handle of that. You know, it's I've tried.
It's just a whistle to the side of the mouth. Like that's it.
That's what it is, because I never learned to whistle. Is really what's happening.
Well, I could try and teach you.
Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that be just a kick in the pants?
Well, we're gonna have a slow trip anyway, so you know, I could try.
Well, yes. Here, I learned a few fun things about it when I was experimenting. Yes, let's see if this will work. A fantastic identifying spell. Yes.
Okay. DM, I am going to cast Identify on the liquid. It is 1 minute of Reese like whistling, kind of like from side to side.
I like
I
it.
can't do that. I can't do that. But Reese can.
Bob is definitely going to try to imitate you and cannot do it. Like, there's definitely moments where Bob is trying to whistle and is just accidentally spitting on you.
And also, in while this is happening, while Bob is just holding the vial, he's going to bring out just like a pearl worth 100 gold points and an owl feather, and like it's like more ritualistic. Bob, like it's just like this like weird like whistling thing, and like Reese is definitely getting into it, and it's like anointing the bottle with the feather, and then like at the very end of it, you see the pearl kind of shatter into energy and identify. Just like that.
You identify the liquid as a substance known as Melexor, which is MELEXOR. And it's a substance that is not of Rhódanian origin.
Would I recognize it?
I would say you've read about similar things, but not this in particular. But as part of the identify spell, you would understand through identification that amongst other things, it can be used as an arcane focus of sorts, but not for spellcasters, more for contraptions.
Oh. So it's a binding agent or a catalyst. Alright. Well, it all just makes sense now. That's just... Although the experimentation was fun, it did turn my hair green and then purple before it turned back. It was quite interesting. That's if you add a little too much heat to it.
Oh, interesting. So you get different hair colors if it's too spicy.
A little bit, yes. I must say though, the purple really did suit me.
That is something I would like to see.
Well, one day when we get to a town that has the proper equipment for hair dyeing. Yes, yes.
Oh, I wonder if I can dye my entire coat.
Oh, yes, you could. There's certain shells you could find by the seashore. We go fishing, get some shells, dye your coat, and my hair, it will be just wonderful. Yes, I think that would be quite nice.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, we could sing, you could play your music, and I could sing a song. Have the fish jump into the net as they do sometimes where I come from. It's lovely.
Oh, where I come from, they fall from the waterfall. And we just harvest them like catching them.
Oh, that does sound convenient.
It's pretty easy. That's why we have so much fish.
Where do you hail from?
I hail from Galea, from a little town way in the mountains.
Would I know Galea?
I would say you would have heard of Galea, certainly. It's an island that was seemingly inaccessible for many years until recently. During the events of what once again you've heard of as the Great Reconvergence, whatever barriers that kept the island isolated from the rest of the world were seemingly dropped.
Yeah, recently that area became part of the mainland, didn't it? You got a lot more trade and interesting people coming.
Yes. And I actually saw this ship, and I point towards the ship, before it became a sky carver. It came through our ports. But
was it manned by the same people?
I don't know. I never got close enough. I tend not to journey too well. This is the farthest I've ever been, but tend not to journey too far from.
Well, welcome to the world.
Thank you.
Yes, Rhódania is like hearing all of this. But
Thanks. It's very different than the Mountain Rift.
Yes, I can imagine. Now, I must away and go learn how to fly this very ship that you saw so many years ago. Head into the sky and, oh my goodness, you see he's just sort of like quivering a little bit. He's so excited. Like,
I have a lot to write down, that's for sure.
I really want some of that liquid at the moment. Like, I feel like you need to. Yeah. Can I just like try and reach out to get some of the liquid from Bob?
Absolutely. Yes. Oh, you need a little pick me up here. Apparently it's for machines, not for people.
I wouldn't recommend ingesting that. Why don't you ingest some of your other brew? Your what do you call it? The fancy brew, the one that.
Oh, the tame one. The tame one rather than the wild brew, yeah? The tame brew.
Oh, I was referring to the wild brew, but the tame one too. I didn't know you had more than one.
Yeah, I mean, the tame one's an IPA, so.
Do you enjoy blueberry leather?
I'll just hand the stuff back to Bob. Because I feel like we've had enough of the wild brew, because, last week. I'm just gonna. I'll have a little. Okay, I'll have a wee shot of the wild brew then, just a little one, tiniest bit, just enough to kick the edge, and I'll have a wee chew of the blueberry leather as well. There we go.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, so because it's a
Rhódania.
shot, it wouldn't be enough.
I'm gonna as I hand
Bob
off. I'm just super excited, so I'm gonna head up while you are chewing and drinking. I'm gonna head up to the captain.
and Bob
remind
gets
me-
purple hair.
What do I roll again? A D10, 2 D10s, yeah?
Yep.
Oh god. I was hoping just because I'm having a shot it wouldn't be enough.
A percentile and a D10.
Do either.
So
or.
a 7 and a 00.
Okay, 70. Oh, okay. So you have this shot and oof, it's strong. Like immediately like it has a kick to it, and you know, like when you have like a really strong whiskey or something and like the back of your throat burns, your nostrils flare. Well, for the next hour you can sense the location and size of all fires within 1 mile.
Nope.
There's a fire somewhere.
Literally right in front of you.
No, other than there. Are there any burning loins nearby?
Bob is just burning to death right in front of you.
Flirting with everyone. Yeah.
And with
It's not my fault. Okay, I only flirted with one person. Then everyone started flirting with me. Alright.
Aye, okay.
and you know what? We are going to wrap up here, but one last thing before we do. QuestJunkiesUK has granted inspiration to Bob.
Hey.
Hey, I'm gonna mark that on my sheet. I've got inspiration. Thank you, Phoenix.
Oh, let's do a bit of a shout out. I see if I remember how to do this. I forget every week. Exclamation mark.
Yes,
So.
There we go. Yes, go and subscribe to QuestJunkiesUK. He's my DM. I have a lovely time with him. He likes to emotionally destroy me and my characters, or physically destroy my characters more often than not. But we have such a good time. And you will have seen him in campaign 2 of the Rhódania Chronicles as Yavis Longtrail, the wild magic barbarian, emphasis on bear. Maybe we'll see him again someday, who knows. But yes, that's gonna wrap things up for us here this week. You're alive, guys! You made it!
Alive but traumatized.
Yes.
Just a bit.
Well, it can't all be fun and games forever, you guys. I gotta show my mean side.
We're definitely having an identity crisis now.
Reese wishes
We were
otherwise.
fine. We were fine. We made it out okay.
Yeah.
Totally. So, a big, wonderful thank you to my awesome players for your incredible storytelling. And yes, you're all rather lovely. And equally to our fantastic audience, thank you for watching. If you are live with us or watching the VOD, we still love you just as much. You can catch us same time, same place next week. So, before we wrap up, let's once again go around the table and introduce ourselves. Introduce any things you've got coming up or anything you want to plug. And yeah, so starting with Rhódania.
Hello, I'm Mai, aka Myrat the Pirate. You can find me on Twitch under as Myrat the Pirate and most social media platforms. Apart from Twitter, I'm Myrat Pirate because ironically there's not enough characters. I also stream here on Twitch, do TikToks and all that jazz. It's usually nice and fun and chaotic, but I stream every Sunday. And obviously do here. Hey, I'll get it shorter next time.
Thank you very much. And
No worries.
Connell.
Hello, I am Patrick, Pat Tunes, Pat, whatever you want to call me. I draw stuff for the campaign. I kind of do like little drawings of various things. You can find me at Pat Tunes on Twitter, at pat.tunes on Instagram, and yeah, thanks for watching and peace out.
Thank you very much, my friend. Bob.
I'm Kyle. I'm the Forever DM over at Play Nerd Allies. I'm the project manager over at the Rolling Together Stream Team, and I'm the co-founder for the Foundation for Inclusivity in Gaming. And fun things that we are working on, we do actual plays Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Both of those are campaigns in our homebrew world called The Patchwork Planet. Then we do writing streams and whole building streams, or world building streams, on Fridays at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. So you can find us there, and we are actually just decided to and started writing a Spelljammer supplement that is all about customizing your Spelljammer with fabulous rooms, like a rec room that you can build out eventually if you spend enough time and money into like a full-blown tavern, so you can have a planar party bus if you want. Or you can build an entire cathedral inside your Spelljammer so that you can go be missionaries somewhere out in the universe if you want to. So, and all kinds of fun weapons and delightfulness like that. So look for that on DM's Guild when we finish it in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Incredible. Amazing. Thank you very, very much. Frike.
Bridget, you can find me over on mainly TikTok at Nice Try Enigma, and of course here whenever I can. And I have nothing to plug right now, but I will say things are happening behind the scenes. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
Exciting. Looking forward to hearing more about that. Thank you very, very much. And Reese.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wyatt. I am on TikTok under The Moonkeep, and all social media says The Moonkeep except Instagram. I have to be The Moonkeep with an underscore between the and Moonkeep. Someone stole my name.
God
Anyway.
damn it.
Identification crisis. Anyway, yeah, so again, I have stuff coming up in the next, I'm still developing merch. More like merch is developed, just working on the website. So that'll be coming soon, and I have so much more. But yeah, go follow me on TikTok, and I just hit my 1-year anniversary, y'all. So just like, woo! It's like super excited about that. But yeah, oh yeah, and one other thing for the next 4 weeks, I will be on Legends of Alos on Twitch playing my extremely traumatized monk, Talon. So if you would like to go watch me play a slightly vastly different character, go do that. But yeah, that is me.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And I have been your humble DM Patch of this channel, QuestJunkies. You can also see me this week, in fact, on Phoenix Iwaki, the channel which we shared earlier, and the lovely gentleman in chat there. You can see me this Friday and Saturday. Friday in Tricentus Tyranny, where I'm playing my Order of Scribes Kalishtar Wizard, and on Saturday, where I am playing my Way of the Four Elements Air Genasi Monk, Io, in our High Seas Spelljammed campaign, which... oh boy, there's a lot happening there. But yeah, hope to see you all in the chat in there. We're going to wrap up here. Thank you again so much, and all the love to you all, and we will see you all next week. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.